Hello everyone, and we're back with another video. And this video is going to be a prediction video for the 2020-2021 Premier League campaign. Now, of course, this is something I've never done before, and when I upload it, I don't know if I should upload it to either the main channel or my normal channel or the 123 Soccer 19. And I think I'm going to upload it to the main channel just for shits and giggles. Just because I can, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say. Let's start with the way bottom. So in 20th spot, so we have all the teams that are going to be playing this season. And personally, who I have in 20th place is Liverpool. I'm just kidding. Fuck no. Okay, jokes aside, West Brom. So West Brom, they performed really well in the championship last season with signings like from Pereira and Diangana. Like they were really good players that gave them that spot, and they still have I forget his name, but he's the one who scored that wonder goal against Belgium in the Euro 16. I forget his name, but they have him as the attacking part of the team. It's just, but I just feel like they don't have what it takes right now to stay in the top flight. I feel like they're gonna be the Norwich of this year. I feel like they're gonna have a few games where they do make a possibly like a they have a possible upset on their hands where they probably defeat a team like Manchester United or Spurs or Arsenal. I feel like they're gonna have a game like that they're gonna mess something up, but the rest of the games they're gonna lose all the games that they should be competing for, but fight back to those that really don't make any sense of how they did so. So that's why I'm doing West Brom in 20th. As for 19th, I am actually going for Aston Villa. And Aston Villa, we saw how much on the ropes they were last season. And as of now, Aston Villa have still not lost their best player, Jack Grealish. But it just seemed like closer and closer, it seems more inevitable at the idea that he's going to be leaving the club. Because, to be honest, he's a world-class player, and to see him playing in a team that really rely on him reminds me of how Barcelona relied on Messi over the entirety of the year. So for that reason, I just don't see them having anything else. I mean, to be fair to them, they did sign players like Ollie Watkins, and well, I had notes on which players they bought, but it's not coming to my mind right now. Huh. So I know they got Ollie Watkins, and well, overall, let's just think about it like this. Overall, they have a decent squad, but honestly, it's not enough to keep. It's not enough to keep them out of to keep them in the Premier League, you know? Like the other teams that are ahead of them, I feel like they have way too much class than anything else that's going to get them across the finish line. I'm sorry I'm stuttering so much. It's just me. My vocabulary is not the best. I swear to God, I should have like made like some like notes and stuff. But they have Trezeguet that they did buy last year, and he was really crucial for them this year. They have Huri Hain, who did really well again. They have two really good strikers, both and Samata, who are from the Belgian league, which are both decent strikers. But I feel like Wesley needs to toughen up a little bit, and I feel like Samata needs to find like those areas where he can get in closer. They did lose Pepe Reina to Pepe Reina returned to AC Milan from loan, but now he joined Lazio. And as for the defense, to be honest, Tyrone Mings is the only real good thing they got back there. And I feel like that's going to be a major problem for them in the upcoming season. So I feel like they're going to lack the defensive core, and I really think they're going to lose Jack Grealish. I'm starting so much. Wow. I feel like they're going to lose Jack Grealish by the end of the year, sadly. That's my prediction. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how it is going to be for them. 19th spot. As for 18th, this is going to be a little bit like a toss-up because I have two teams that are going to be like fighting for relegation from my point of view. And I'm honestly going to give it to Brighton. Now, I love Brighton for what they've been able to do under Potter. They were exceptionally like disappointing at the beginning of the season. They caught up middle season and they slowed down again at the end of the season. But to be fair, they did make a few smart moves this summer transfer window. For example, they gave Glenn Murray to Watford on a loan deal because of his age has caught up to him, and I think Glenn Murray is like really slowing down the team more than he is advancing it. Whenever they bring him on, I feel like the team's just like going really too slow and waiting for him to finally make that run into the final third, so they can finally find a pass, which is something that they were able to fix with Maupay. And now that Andone is coming back from his loan spell at Galatasaray, and then they have like Ben White's coming back from his loan spell at Leeds. Overall, it's just, and then I think that they still have the quality that they have on the wing side with Izquierdos and Jahanbakhsh. What else? They have Trossard. They have so many good talents that they have it there, and they did sign Adam Lallana from Liverpool, and the defensive they did sign what's his name, Veltman from Ajax. They signed him, and I think those are all really good signings. That is honestly going to keep them in a better position this year. So that's why. But sadly, I do see the next team I put ahead of them a little bit more smarter with what they're going to do, and seeing how they struggled last season, I'm sadly going to have to put Brighton in 18th. As for 17th, team that's barely going to escape it, I honestly have Fulham. So Fulham's a team, like the last season, last time they got promoted, they went on a spending spree. I hit my microphone. They went on a spending spree. They went absolutely insane. They bought players from all over the country, from all over other countries. It was insane, to be honest. But to be honest, I think they did way too much than they needed to do, which ended up biting them in the ass sooner than they wanted to. So honestly, but to be honest, this season the most expensive person they bought was Knockout from Brighton, and that was from just to make a loan spell permanent. They have players like Seti coming back from loan. They had sorry, my voice. I don't know what's wrong with my voice right now. They added players Lemina from Southampton to bolster up the midfield. They have Alexander Mitrovic, who was the championship's highest goal scorer of last season, and then with the appointment of Alfonso Areola for a goalkeeping position, I think with these moves, they're being more careful and more smart with their transfer window rather than more thinking about it, thinking that more money means better results, which is honestly not the case ever. So for that reason, I think we're gonna have to give them in the 17th. Sorry, I'm writing something down because right now I'm also live streaming on my soccer channel, so I'm kind of keeping up with the score. And there we go, scored it. Okay, perfect. Now, so there's really not much to say to that situation, honestly. What I should do? I should look up Fulham squad 2020 squad now. What happens? Okay, first team Fulham FC. Well, let's go to the transfer market. I feel like the transfer market's a way better way to look at everything. I should be doing this honestly. It's a lot better because I get to at least see if like the players I feel like they've added that I'm forgetting right now. Anthony Robinson, they got him from Leeds. That's another really good one. He was really good at defending last year, so that will be a big positive side for them, to be honest. Tete, he averaged at Lyon last year, but overall still pretty decent. They're gonna get Anguissa back from. They're getting Anguissa back from Villarreal, which again, Anguissa was possibly one of Villarreal's like best substitute midfielders, which he could be for them this year, considering like they had Cazorla and all that. Harrison Reed, who came along with Lemina. Sari came back from the loan spell. They made the job. Everything else I said. Oh, they also have Bobby Reed from Cardiff City. So yeah, I think Fulham have a really good chance. And if they just stick with their guns and they play smart, I think they can beat both these three teams to stay safe. But who knows? Like this is like the hardest part of the Premier League because who knows what can happen. In 16th, I have. So like for me, it's a tosser between two teams, but I'm gonna go with West Ham. So West Ham, why don't we just type that in over here? Just have a little closer look at the squad that they have at the moment. So West Ham are a really complicated club to predict because they have the squad. My jaw is kind of hurting me right now. They have a really good squad. Sebastian Aller, Thomas Suchek, Mikel Antonio, and yes, he's a good player. Second Irish guy. Um, Fabianski. Mark Noble is like a big if. They have Pablo Fornals, Felipe Anderson. They're all really decent players. But we've seen time and time again, Andrei Yarmolenko, I forgot about him. We've seen time and time again them bottle it. They really don't know what to do with themselves at many points of the game. We'll be in the middle of a game and all of a sudden they just give up, unfortunately, and that's the saddest part. To see a play like when you see them play and you can see where they give up, and it's like the worst part of West Ham because like you see after they concede a goal, they get sloppy, they get lazy, and they just concede goals over and over again, and it just becomes a tireless thing, which is hard to which is really sad to see. And then they made oh man, it made me honestly, I'm not a West Ham fan. I am not, like by far I am not. I own a West Ham jersey, but just because I really like the jersey. But West Ham are not my favorite team, but I feel like they need to be doing better for what they have. And it really hurt me even to see them have such a really good player like Diangana. See that he's such a world class player, and to see them like sell him to West Brom as a move, as a permanent move, it hurt. Even Mark Noble showed his pain for the situation. Someone else retweeted Mark Noble's tweet that he posted. But it was really something that like people just can't believe at that point, because it's like you have a young talent. It's like a Barcelona still Ricky Puig right now, because they're such great young talents that can be so much better when they grow, but they don't take them into consideration. Their defense is really it needs something even better in it. There is a rumor that Tarkowski from Burnley is linked with them to give them a better chance. But even then, like you look at the rest of the team on the left back position with Cresswell, who many times just loses the ball and refuses to follow up. Issa Diop, Fabian Balbuena, Masuaku, Fredericks. Fredericks is a fast guy, but he constantly loses possession. He's not the best guy at defending. So that's the problem with that. To be fair to them, they did have kept a hold of Declan Rice, which by no means I think he's a 80 million pound player, as he was linked to Chelsea, I think last year. And I just think like 80 million for Declan Rice. I'm like, really? I say he's probably like 30 million, possibly like 30 million at best. But to see that they kept him still is a really good showing of how what he is willing to fight for this club. And that's something you really want in your team. Thomas Suchek, I see that as a magnificent and only positive sign of a good signing. Because for what I saw, Thomas Suchek was the one who was providing the defensive and the goal scoring opportunities. Both him and assisting. I think he was possibly West Ham, along with Mikel Antonio. I think both of them were the best players for West Ham at the end of the year. Jack Wilshere, he just needs to stop getting hurt, to be honest. Manuel Lanzini and Pablo Fornals, they really just need to stop. Lanzini needs to stop getting hurt. He could be a good player when he wants to be, but I don't know if they're getting on the number 10. I feel like they should probably get that to Fornals, because I feel like Fornals plays as a better number 10, just to be honest. They have Philip Anderson. Oh, I forgot about Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen's a world-class player for me, in my opinion. He was like one of the best players for Hull City. Like the season before they bought him, he was probably like their best player. Robert Snodgrass, Sebastian. Yeah, like see, they have such a decent squad, but they don't really use them to the way they're supposed to. So as of now, I just have no place to put them in 16th. But ahead of them, just by a little, I have Crystal Palace. And this is honestly a coin flip for me. I can either be Crystal Palace or West Ham. It can really be either or. I really don't care, because like it's a flip of a coin, to be honest. As of recording this right now, Wilfred Zaha has still not left the club. I can't speak. He has still not left the club. But however, I do commemorate the fact that they were able to buy the young starlet from what was he from? Well, let me look it up. I think Abdumale Etze. I think that's the name. I think it's his name. So Crystal Palace. So you go here and you go here. And 1 second, please. As I could just edit this out, to be honest, but guess what? I'm a little bit lazy. I want to upload this as soon as I can. So let's just do this, that, boom, easy. Okay, then write it down. I could just, like I said, I could have just added this, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. Why do that? I can just upload this whole entire thing, and there will be no problem. It's not like I have any like big following. I mean, I have the 1, 2, 3 Nugget 7 gang. We have that gang. Marvin Trey. I sometimes watch my videos. I wonder if you'll watch this. It's a really interesting way to think about it. I have a few other people like to watch my videos, like Delict as of recent. Ahmed was watching my videos recently, and there's a few other people who like watch my videos every once in a while, which I appreciate honestly. Cause like I'm not a guy who's looking to be a YouTuber or anything. I'm just really doing this for fun, which is why I just don't care if the video's not edited or not. Okay, so they had Vicente Guaita and Wayne Hennessy, but after the whole fiasco with his German salute thing, I don't know if like they're gonna keep him in that situation. They have a decent defense with Sacco, Tompkins, and Cahill. It's honestly like meh. It's decent. It's nothing really good. They got Jock back from his loan spell in Poland. Sam Woods, Nathan Ferguson is an exciting signing, to be honest. Honestly, I don't know why people like really look down on Milivojevic. I think he's really one of their best players. I think he's probably the one player who really controls the midfield for them, along with MacArthur. Schlupp can really go anywhere, and I really don't care. It's from QPR. Okay, that's where they got him from. Eberiche Etze. I think he is going to be an outstanding player for them. I feel like he's going to come off the bench and he's going to produce what Zaha can in the final few minutes, which is going to give them like inspiration. Along with players like Max Meyer, who has been like on and off, which is not good. They have Wilfred Zaha, but at the moment, I really think he might leave the club though. Andros Townsend is a big if. They did recently just receive they have recently just received Michy Batshuayi from Chelsea on a loan, which I think at this point he should just really make a permanent move anywhere, considering the fact that he's been from Chelsea to Dortmund to Valencia to Newcastle back to Chelsea. Didn't play as much because he has already Werner, Giroud ahead of him, so I really don't think he's gonna want to stay. So I'm gonna have to, and then I think it's a better option to have him and Jordan Ayew as center forwards, and just let Christian Benteke go do whatever the hell he wants. To be honest, I can't be bothered with Benteke anymore. It's actually kind of ridiculous. So yeah, honestly, it's a big coin flip between these two because they both have such promising. But the only reason I'm putting them ahead is for the reason that they bought Eberiche Etze from QPR, and they're linked with Boga from Sassuolo. So yeah, those are the two reasons why I put Crystal Palace ahead of West Ham. As for 14th, I'm going to give it to Newcastle. So Newcastle, poor Newcastle with the whole situation of they lost their the idea that they were gonna get owned by a Saudi prince or whatever. I don't even know about the story was such a big thing, and I thought to myself, oh shit, we have another PSG and Man City here. And luckily enough, football won because honestly, I'd rather them be playing with a team of mediocres but playing actual football than doing a PSG and wasting 200 million. What am I saying thousand for? On Neymar, and another 100 million on Mbappe. It's just insane. It really is insane to see like a club just to pay to win. Like it kind of bothers me, which is why I like teams like Barcelona who have like the whole Masia, which they haven't even used. Fucking Bartomeu out. Am I right? To see players use youth in order to achieve better things, I'd love to see that. And I think that's going to be maybe even a positive for Newcastle. Considering that they were, and so far, they've been able to keep a hold of Saint Maximin, who I think is going to stay at the club until possibly January or the next transfer window, to be completely honest with us. They do have experienced goalkeeper Martin Dubravka, who's an excellent goalkeeper, to be honest. They still have Schär from Switzerland. They have, let's see, who else do they have? Lejeune, a good player. They achieved Jamal Lewis from Norwich, which is a big, big transfer, to be honest. They have, well, Yedlin is a on and off player as well. He lacks his consistency. This one kind of bothers me. Matthew Longstaff, I really think he should have moved to. I really, really think he should have left to Udinese to get that game time he needed, to get that experience. And the fact that I feel like the only reason he didn't go is because of not getting paid enough, and I find that ridiculous, to be honest. Giorgio Salvi, probably the best midfielder they have. Maybe, I'm not sure. I can't say for sure, certainly. Why can't I talk? Well, no, never mind. I forgot about Miguel Almiron. Never mind. Miguel Almiron is possibly their best player in the midfield, but look, Salvi has the more like. I feel like Salvi is the kind of guy who will like tell his team what they're doing right now is stupid and like knock some sense into his team. So yeah, and then you have the magnificent Alain Saint-Maximin, who has been one of the most beautiful players to watch in the Premier League last season. For all of his dribbles, he was able to pass defenders. It was like so beautiful to see him just walk past all these defenders, man. It was like beautiful. And then not only that, but the Bastards did something amazing. They signed two Bournemouth players, Callum Wilson for like 22 million more or less, and then they signed Ryan Fraser on a free. That is outstanding business. Let me just say, outstanding business from the Magpies. And then imagine, like Ryan Fraser, he has experience with Callum Wilson. To have both Ryan Fraser and say Alex Maximan passing the ball into the middle to either Callum Wilson, or hopefully he can do more goals than Joe Ellington and Andy Carroll. Imagine how decent their squad can be. But I feel like they're gonna need more than just that, which is why I'm putting them a little bit lower in the table. So I think I like stated my purpose with how I was rambling on about them. Next position I'm gonna give it to is gonna be Leeds in 13th. No, Leeds. Wait a minute. Is there even that many teams left? Let's see. 13th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Wow. I feel like I'm missing a lot of teams here. It's mad. I'm just gonna put the team I think is gonna go ahead of them anyway. So I'm just gonna put it right there. So Leeds United. Leeds United are they're busy. They should say they're busy, to be honest. You have so far they were involved. They bought two big players, I think, in my opinion. Rodrigo from Valencia and I don't know his name, Koch from Freiburg. Two magnificent pieces of business, and it's not ending there because they're still linked with midfielders Rafinha from Barcelona and Rodrigo de Paul from Udinese, who is Udinese's best player by far. And to be honest, I'm kind of excited to see them this season. Kiko Casilla from his days at Real Madrid, he has the experience. They also bought Meslier from Lorient, which again, it's exciting. Robin Koch, I don't know if that's how you're saying your name. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. He's a really exciting player who's gonna be coming into the squad. Who else do they have? Let's see. Honestly, like these are all the same players that they had in their way to get out of the club. Helder Costa from Wolves, he's an exciting player. And Rodrigo, it's exciting. That's honestly the best word that a person can use at the moment, is that it's exciting to see Leeds play. Because, like, you never expect for a team to do it as good as they do until they're, like, in the freaking Premier League. Like, Sheffield United was the best example, to be honest. Because, like, who expected them to get, like, near European glory? It was legitimately insane to see them do that. And that's what, okay, let me just write something down now. Real quick. And I applaud them for that. I honestly do. Because expectations are high. And let's be honest, like Leeds need to be in the Premier League. For being such a big club, the big club that they are, you expect them to be in the Premier League. I think just for that, that's the only reason I really have them there. Now I have Burnley. So, like, Burnley are in such a position that, like, you think about it and you think, like, they should be at the bottom of the table. Sean Dyche has, like, so little to work with at Burnley. And they just sold Lennon to, I think, Kayserispor in the Turkish league. And yeah, they've just been losing players, to be honest. They haven't been gaining any, which is probably making him mad. But honestly, I think he's proven that he knows what to do with his squad enough, because his first, when he went to, they competed in Europe. I mean, they didn't pass the qualifying rounds, but still, they made it to Europe. And then they did decent for the next 2 years, afterwards. I think what he's done with Burnley so far is enough to prove that they deserve to be higher than any of these other teams. Because I feel like he knows what he's doing with his club. They have Chris Wood, they have Nick Pope as in the goalkeeper position, as well as Tarkowski, which is a big deal. They have O'Neal. Everything's really excited from the season. They have a lot of exciting players, and I am expecting them to be able to pull off whether they're going to do 12th, 11th, or 10th. But I don't think they're going to go any higher than 10th or any lower than 12th, my personal opinion. As for 11th place, I feel like I'm missing teams 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huh. Well, anyway, next place I have Sheffield United. Now, Sheffield United, I think we were all really astonished with what they were able to achieve in the club, because they came into the season, they signed Mousse, they signed the young player from Manchester United named Dean Henderson, whoever the hell that guy is, and McBurney, stuff, players like that, and you don't see them like doing well. You really don't see them getting like above 10th, much less getting above 15th, to be honest. Like, they hardly did anything at the transfer window, and people already had them predicted to be bottom last, like Jimmy Conrad or Rabona TV. But look at this. As soon as they lost Dean Henderson, which I personally think Man United should let him stay one more season, unless they're planning on like playing him this season along with like a little bit of De Gea. I really think that they should really, really, really like just let him stay there, just so he can keep on getting that experience while De Gea is still at the club. And honestly, the only person who's suffering from this most of all is Christian Romero, who I think me and Marvin Trey, um, we disagree on it, but I really think that Romero is right now the best second goalkeeper in the world. My personal opinion. Well, who knows? Because right now, Lazio, you have Pepe Reina and Strakosha. But still, my opinion, Sergio Romero is the best substitute goalkeeper in the world. That's just my opinion. Because I think he was a bigger factor on how Argentina were able to beat the Netherlands and Switzerland in the World Cup. I think he was crucial when they beat Ajax in the Europa League, when Man United beat Ajax in the Europa League final. Honestly, like, that's what I see. And I honestly thought that he's probably gonna move to another club this year. And seeing how Valencia's going to shit, my prediction is going to end up in Valencia. He's going to end up in Spain. That's my opinion. Just so he can play in La Liga, a Spanish-speaking country. But enough of that. We haven't gone to Man United yet. The fact is, Aaron Ramsdale is their new goalkeeper, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. To see Aaron Ramsdale, wow, my jaw is really messed up. To see Aaron Ramsdale go from he played like 37 out of 38 games for Bournemouth. He produced some amazing saves. If it wasn't for him, Bournemouth would have got possibly would have competed with Norwich for the bottom of the thing. Like, wow, and you never thought to see two teams compete for the bottom. Because to be honest, Bournemouth were really terrible in the year overall, despite them having really bright prospects like Harry Wilson and John Brooks. They had Callum Wilson, they had Ryan Fraser. They had so many good players, but sadly nothing happened with any of them. They all really lacked talent, and it was like their win against Leicester City, they gave them hope, and sadly it was just the fact that Aston Villa were able to be the better West Ham, to be completely honest. And you see their team, right? And you look at them and say, okay, they have Ethan Ampadu from Chelsea on loan. That's a nice young defensive defender to come and bolster their defense a lot more. Then you have Rodwell, you have Osborne, you have Oliver Burke, who's on loan from West Brom, and he did decent when he was on loan at Alaves. To be honest, they have Mousse, McBurney, McGoldrick, they have Billy Sharp. It's just, to be honest, they do have a decent team. So I'm wondering how Chris Wilder will be able to like manage this properly. But I feel like all the pressures from last season are going to be accumulating, and the total state of other clubs are going to be extraordinarily a lot bigger than they were this season. So I think that's what's going to lead them. It's not because they did worse, but it's because other teams did better. So in 10th place, okay, so these are the top 10 now, guys. I'm gonna like right here. Actually, let's put a little bit like 4th. Yeah, perfect. For 10th spot, I have the Southampton. Now Southampton, oh boy, they did really well, guys. Let me just say, they've been really quiet the transfer window, but Southampton were one of the surprise clubs in both regards of being the ones that lose to Leicester 9-0 before Christmas, and it really made people think that, oh, they're gonna fire the manager. I forget his name. He's a German manager, and people said, oh, he's gonna resign, and you rightfully think so, right? Wrong. He really got the team back in shape. He gave them that winning mentality. He made that loss make it feel like a win, because after that loss, Southampton were just going at it with players like Ward Prowse being amazing in the midfield along with Højbjerg. I don't know how to say the name, but with Højbjerg. Danny Ings being a phenomenal striker. The fact that they bought Kyle Walker-Peters from Tottenham is it's outstanding, to be honest, to say the least. And then they have such talented dribblers like Suamin Boufal, who honestly needs to do better in the final third. Because when he was at Celta Vigo, he was like probably the most dangerous dribbler along with Lionel Messi. And when you see him come to the Premier League, you expect the same. It just really doesn't happen for him. I don't know if it's like because the defense in the Premier League is bigger or something like that. I really don't know. But so yeah, I don't think there's nothing else to say other than the fact that they're really good. And to be honest, if anything, they really needed only a defender, and they got it when they signed Salisu from Valladolid to go along with Bednarek and Vestergaard in the center back position. And I really think that they have the squad to be able to pull off 10th place this year. And who knows, they might do even better. It's just a matter of like choice. 9th place, I have Everton. So Everton have been going crazy. Also, have been going crazy in the transfer window. Not as much as this other club we're going to talk about soon, but an equal amount, to be honest. I think Everton have done amazing because like their midfield was honestly like it was okay. They had like Andre Gomez, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Schneiderlin was there last year. Like it was all plain average. But after this season, after this transfer window, you clearly see that they're making a huge, and I mean huge improvement to the squad by selling Allen from Napoli, which Ancelotti has a lot of experience working with. James Rodriguez from Real Madrid, who's really exciting for me because like to see James Rodriguez go to a club like Everton, it really excites me. The Toffees are gonna be really happy to have him in the squad. They signed another midfielder. The Cooter from Watford, and he was honestly really insane as well. Oh, I have to pop my jaw. My jaw's killing me. But yeah. So the midfield has been definitely fixed. They have Cenk Tosun and Richarlison Cavallon as strikers. They have Alex Iwobi and possibly even Irving Lozano, who's linked with the club. Who he could come in for that, and I think he'll be in a better position for like creating chances than Iwobi. Maybe they'll play Iwobi on the left wing, maybe they'll put Lozano on the right wing. It really doesn't matter as long as they can get the ball forward. Like they have Teal Walcott, they have like I just said, the players I just said. My brain is like on and off right now. But yeah, it's just honestly really positive for them. However, I will say that the defense has lacked because they still have Keane and Yerry Mina in the center back positions. And they have Coleman and Digne, which Digne is probably the best left back of the division, if we're being completely honest. And then they have Pickford, who honestly I still don't know how he's England's number one. Well, I feel like both Nick Pope and Dean Henderson have done magnificent. So this is a little time of a break just so I can copy the scores. There. Perfect. So yeah, honestly, like, and it's exciting to see what's gonna happen. And I just want to also take a moment to say I'm happy that André Gomes is feeling better, and I feel like because after his horror foul with Son and Arya crashing into him, I was really scared for him that he was gonna like his career might have been over sooner than we thought, and it scared me for him because I don't think he was a good player at Barcelona, but overall he's changed his career like Yuri Mina and Lucas Digne did during his time with the Toffees, if we're being completely honest. So yeah, all I can say is I'm happy for he's better. I just want to take a little moment to say I'm happy that he's playing well. So in eighth place, so here's the tosser between all of these, and I'm gonna give it. It's like between two teams, and I feel like it's kind of obvious which teams I'm talking about. But honestly, I'm gonna give it to Wolves because despite them having such a good squad with names like Adama Traore, Raul Jimenez, Ruben Neves, Moutinho, Mboli, Rui Patricio, Jota. They have so many good players, right? But sadly, like I feel like those are only his only good players. The fact they did buy Fabio Silva for a record fee this transfer window. However, I really don't think what they need right now is an extra attacker since I feel like they really should have focused more in like the defensive area since they did lose Matt Doherty to Spurs this year, and they really haven't done nothing to replace him yet, and that's the scary part for them. Because as of now, the only players they can really count are Cody and Boli for the defensive side, with Dendoncker possibly coming in as a left back. But for the right back position, it's really unknown what they're going to do with that. And seeing how they missed out on Europe this year, and I feel like they're going to have so much on them. And again, it's like what I just said with Leeds. I mean, not with Leeds, with Burnley. It's either because other teams are getting better or they're just playing the same. Because all the teams ahead of them have gotten better in some way or form, which I feel like is going to be the content telling on which spot they're going to have. Although, however, I do still see them getting around the European spots, regardless, for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So the next place I have Leicester City. So Leicester, I love Leicester to be honest. Leicester are like my guilty pleasure of a club because I no one expected to see how good they were doing. There was at some point someone was like there was a rumor saying I got mad because like Steve Nicol would like refuse to say that Leicester will not beat Liverpool, and no one was saying that they are. They're just saying that there's a possibility. It's a possibility. Is it going to happen? No. Could it happen? Yes. But he refused to even accept that, and that kind of annoyed me because for me that's very biased. And I don't know. That kind of stuff takes me off because like I feel like if you're a football fan, you really gotta look at every situation rather than the club you're for. But anyway, besides ranting off on other things, so Leicester City have a really good squad, but the only problem is they all got really bad when it came to scoring goals when they needed to score goals when Jamie Vardy got hurt, and that was the problem. So like we start off with Schmeichel. Schmeichel is obviously their number one goalkeeper, and he's a really good goalkeeper. Like if I was making a tier list of goalkeepers, I'd probably put Schmeichel in the A category, just behind the S, like which is like Ter Stegen, Oblak, and Neuer, and Loris Karius. um, yeah, so like that's how good he is for me. Their defense, Johnny Evans was magnificent at the beginning of the season. End of the season, he started slowing down, committing various mistakes, which cost them so many points, especially against Bournemouth. If they would have won that game against Bournemouth and won the game against Southampton or tied any of those other games, just tied. Like they won the game against Watford. They were about to beat Watford, but Watford tied at the last minute. If they would have won that game and they would have won against Bournemouth, they would have secured Champions League place. And it's just so sad because like it's like little things that mount up, and you just see it happen for Brendan Rodgers. The fact that they lost Ben Chilwell and they really didn't change, they replaced him other than the signing of Castagna from Atalanta, which is good. But I see him more as a left wing than a left back, to be honest. And that kind of makes me think of what are they going to do for the rest of the season. On the right back position, you have Ricardo Pereira's position, but I don't know if he's going to get fit or not. And when he's not fit, they have Justin, but I feel like he doesn't have the same thing that he does. Well, in the midfield, they do have players like Wilfred Ndidi, Chowdhury. They have another guy. They have another guy. I can't remember. Oh, Tielemans. They have 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 Tielemans. it's like they have a really, and then the best thing that they could do so far this summer window is the fact that they were able to keep James Madison in their club because he signed the deal. Who knows? Maybe that's just to make his price a little bit more expensive or whatnot. But you know that that they had like a good idea with it. When I didn't even mention the brilliance that Shagla Soyuncu was. Shagla Soyuncu was so good last season. I am hoping right now that Barcelona makes some kind of deal with Leicester, make a swap deal between Titi and him, because he is such a good defender, man. 24 years old and he is a mountain, bro. So many times, there's against Liverpool. There's like a scene where him and Virgil crash bodies like at the same time. It looked like with the same force, and Virgil got knocked back. Man, this man is a tank, and like I feel like he's like a perfect suit of Barcelona right now. He's full of energy. He's strong, and those are qualities I feel like Lenglet is lacking. I feel like Lenglet lacks like the physical part of the work, and I feel like PK is lacking the speed of the work. And I feel like Soyuncu comes with both those areas. So when you play against a big team like Barcelona's playing against, let's say Athletic Bilbao, where Bilbao's team has like a more fit and strong team, you want to have players like Piqué and Soyuncu in the back to fend off the aggressiveness. But when you're playing against a team like Real Betis or Alaves who require more on technical ability, you'd rather have Lenglet and Piqué. Piqué adding the strength, or it can be Piqué or Soyuncu, but like strength and agility from Lenglet. You want to see that. And that's what I really want Soyuncu for. I feel like Soyuncu can really bring what's missing to the club. So yeah, Castagne, Ndidi, Chaudhry, Mendy, they have Amarty, Tielemans, Pride. That's what I was thinking of. Adrian Silva came back from home, but I really think we're gonna just sell him again. Mark O'Brien, who's decent at best. Harvey Barnes, who's young and talented. I love him. I really love Demarai Gray. If anything, I hope Demarai Gray becomes a starter more often, just because of his speed, man. His speed is so good. Gets out of it, we're probably gonna sell him again. But most honestly, Ayoze Perez, Jamie Vardy, and Iheanacho with Islam Semani being the main strikers. And to be honest, Jamie Vardy is the best striker of the group. Ayoze Perez did well on the right wing. Iheanacho did well to like place himself in a position where he was actually scoring goals when Vardy was gone. And Islam Samani was doing amazing things at Monaco along with Ben Yedder, to be honest. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Brendan Rodgers decides to fix this team up, to be honest. So, but that's the only reason I have them in this position is because like I feel like they can do better. After their fiasco last season, I really feel like they can understand what they did was stupid. That they really didn't know what they were doing, and they can improve on that. The only problem I see is the fact that they're playing European football next season. And with that, it's going to come on a toll on the mind for the players because you have the Europa League, you have the Premier League, you have the FA Cup, you have the Carabao Cup. There's going to be too many competitions for Leicester City to be able to handle at the same time at the moment. Because I would say they can handle the pressure at the beginning of the season, but at the end of the season, I really don't see them like doing better, and they will qualify for like like a European spot, but not enough to be able to qualify as of overall like a contender for either Champions League nor like Europa League permanent like contender already, like a sealed spot, you know. And sixth place, and yeah, you can call me biased if you want. You can call me biased if you want. I put Arsenal, and I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm not gonna lie. Tottenham are my team, and honestly, my decision can be completely based on the fact that this is Arsenal, and the fact, and I like Tottenham more. You guys are gonna feel even more outraged about what I'm gonna say in a minute. Tottenham are gonna win the Premier League. No, I'm just kidding. Arsenal, I feel like they've done absolutely good when it comes to buying players like Saliba for the defensive part and Gabriel. And I don't know what to say about them except the fact that they need one thing only. They have Gordon Leno. They have Emilio Martinez. They already have the defensive. They already have they already replaced Mustafi indefinitely with both Gabriel and Saliba being major improvements. Which, real quick, I want to say something. People who say that Messi isn't the best player because he hasn't won the World Cup or an international trophy, what, just because Mustafi has a World Cup makes him the best defender in the world? No. No, of course not. Just because Virgil van Dijk doesn't have a World Cup, people say he's the best defender in the world at the moment. But you don't see no one saying that, oh, he doesn't have a Europa League. No, because it's stupid to say that he's. Oh, I'm bantering over the fucking fact. Oh man, I'm just gonna shut up now. Um, Either way, it's just the fact that Arsenal they need a better midfield. That's really what's only holding him back at this point. A lot of people give Granit Xhaka a lot of hate, but I really see the guy as a really. I think he's probably the most decent of their midfield, to be honest, along with Ceballos. And the fact that they were able to entice him for another loan deal really shows a lot of like character from Arsenal that they want to improve on their squad. With the fact that Maitland Niles is possibly going to be leaving to whatchamacallit Wolves is a scare, but their attack is already so strong with what they have at the moment, with Aubameyang, Nicolas Pepe, and Martinelli being like good strikers for the attack. Because it's a speculation that Alexander Lacazette's gonna either leave to Atletico Madrid or another team, so they can make enough money to actually improve their midfield with either Thomas Partey or there's another Moussa Mawar from Lyon. And if they can get any of those two players, I can easily see them start even fighting for fourth or third spot. But until now, because I'm a Tottenham fan and because I really think Arsenal needs to improve in so many more areas that doesn't involve finding Aubameyang, I think they're gonna finish in sixth. Fifth spot, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Man United. Oof. Oof. Yeah, he's a Tottenham fan. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, if you have a problem with that, make your own video, and then you can say how Tottenham get 20th. I don't care. I can literally give two craps on the fact that you give my Tottenham a 20th spot or anything. I don't care, because the fact of the matter is, I feel like I know what's gonna happen with Manchester United. They have right now probably one of the best attacking trios at the moment, with Rashford coming on the left wing, Mason Greenwood on the right, and then Anthony Martial on the middle, and then right in the middle of that, between all those three players, they have Bruno Fernandes, which is insane. Like that's like one of the scariest attacks in the Premier League. However, the rest of the midfield, like the behind that, it's kind of scheisse at the moment because they have Pogba, who let's be honest, who's still rating Pogba as a 90 rated player. Like I know it's not confirmed. I know he's not an player favorite on FIFA or anything. But I see so many Man United fans say that he's our best player. He's our best player. Paul Pogba is a way better player than everyone else in the Premier League in the midfield. He's better than Kevin De Bruyne. And you think about like what the hell are you talking about? And it's because they have that Matic, Fred, McTominay. They're decent, but they're not better than what they have than any other team. Than the teams that I'm about to name Fred, maybe better than Tottenham, but again, that's debatable. I'm just saying because I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm wearing a Tottenham jersey as I'm making this video, to be honest. I would take a picture of myself right now, but again, I'm too lazy. Yeah, this is not really much I could say other than that fact. The Man United, they really have that midfield disadvantage. And the fact that who knows what's going to happen with Harry Maguire, the fact that he's still in prison or jail. I don't know if it's jail or prison, but in Greece for his big old scandal with the police. They still have Lindelof, which is good. They have Wan-Bissaka on the right back, but they haven't really fixed their left back situation. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that they have. If they can sign Sergio Reguilon like they're added up to be, then they would be in a better position to go ahead. And if they decide to lean more towards the youth of Dean Henderson and his ability he showed at Sheffield United, I think it'll be a lot better for him, to be completely honest. But no, I feel like they're gonna play with De Gea. I feel like they're not gonna go after Reguilon. They're gonna decide to go after Jadon Sancho instead, which in my opinion is a terrible idea because you already have Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood has already shown himself to be possibly a new Jadon Sancho. Whatever. You do whatever you want, Man United. Because that's what I got you at fifth. And for fourth spot, and let me come up with with proof. Not proof, but like backup for why I'm putting Tottenham in fourth. Because a lot of people say, Tottenham, ever since Mourinho came in, they're bad, and blah, blah, blah. Let me just say something. If Mourinho would have been in charge of Tottenham since the beginning of the season, because he got so many ties, he got so many... If Mourinho would have kept the results that he had now at the end of the season, and had the same of them as when he had it at the beginning, Tottenham would have already been in the fourth, third spot, for being completely honest. Because Mourinho came in with a team that was already kind of in shambles, The team wasn't doing well at the moment. And ever since he came, he already told Danny Rose to F off. He told so many players that like and then now that the whole transfer window's open, he's already making really good moves. He already made a move for Højbjerg. He made a good move for Doherty. He's linked with so many other good players. Bale is one of them, and I think Bale can be a really good player in the Tottenham squad at the moment because we are lacking that right wing speed, which Bergwijn hasn't really produced as speed, more with skill than anything else. I think Bale would be an excellent right wing player to buy for the right wing. We have Lo Celso in the midfield. We have Ndombele. We have Sissoko. We have Danny Winks. And we may have lost Vertonghen, but we still have players like I can't speak today. Toby Alderweireld, Carlos Sanchez, and then I know people underrate him too. Like say he's a terrible player, but I think Juan Foyth is a decent third option center back. And the left back position, I feel like we still need to work on that, considering that Danny Rose is possibly our best player in that position, other than Tom Davis. I feel like we need to work on that. Maybe we can buy Tagliafico because he's linked more with Leicester City, but as long as if we can get a better left back, I feel like we'll be in a better position. And to be honest, a lot of people are confused about this, but I really like it. I love how we bought we bought Joe Hart. Let me explain, because he said in his interview he wishes he can play, but he's not expecting to play. He's more expecting on the fact that he could give the team a little bit more experience, because he's right. He has won titles before. Who knows if it's just because it was with a really good Manchester City squad or whatever, but he has won titles. And I think it's going to be that experience that he can give to the other keepers like Pablo Gazzaniga, that he can really help them flourish into something better. I don't know if he can like tell Hugo Lloris anything, because Hugo Lloris has a World Cup under his belt now. But it's just the fact that Joe Hart can bring so much to the team when it's not on the pitch. It can be more like on the outside. I feel like he's going to be that good player who's going to do excellent at reinforcing the squad. And with the players that are linked with our club at the moment, with the fact that we have Trey Parrott at Millwall, like practicing and getting better. We have Oliver Skip at Norwich City also getting better. I think it's all great. If anything, I think the only problem we did was the fact that we sold Kyle Walker-Peters, because I kind of really liked the kid. Ever since I saw him play against Barcelona in the Champions League round of 16 of 2 years ago, I really fell in love with him because I think he was a really good player. But sadly, he's on to Southampton. I hope for the best for him, and I hope he can do for Southampton what he did for us. To be honest, third spot. I think this is obvious. Chelsea. Now here's the thing. People are thinking, oh my God, Chelsea are the best team now. They're going to probably even contend for the Premier League because they bought Ben Chilwell, they bought Kai Havertz, they bought Hakim Ziyech, they bought Timo Werner. They have Christian Pulisic. They have N'Golo Kante, Mateo Kovacic, Jorginho, Gilmore. They have Kepa. They have Zuma. I don't give Kepa shit, guys. I really think Kepa's like I said earlier, if there was like a tier list I would make, I put him in a B category, to be honest. I don't think you can blame the entirety of the defense Chelsea were shown on entirely him only. I feel like Rudiger and Zuma had a big part to play in it as well, along with Christensen I feel like they were all like responsible for what was going on in the club. But regardless, I think that if anything, it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take at least a year for all their new signings to actually like stand ground in the Premier League, so they understand how this team works, and for Frank Lampard to get the best out of his team. So that's the reason I'm putting him at third. There's not really much to say other than that they're really gonna trample over everyone. I'm expecting like the top three to be at least a good 10 to 20 points away from the fourth spot. It's gonna be like a battle for this fourth spot, in my opinion, between these three teams right here. Leicester probably not gonna do it. If anything, Leicester and Wolves are gonna fight for that Europa League spot, and possibly with Wolves. I mean with Everton. But I feel like Arsenal, Man United, and Tottenham are gonna be the ones fighting for that fourth spot and that guaranteed Europa League spot. Now here's the question: who's gonna get second, and who's gonna get first? And let me just say, I think I know who's gonna end up second and first. And this is just by intuition. I have Man City winning the Premier League this year. And the only reason I have that as the answer for the situation is the fact that Manchester City have had defensive problems already. They had their biggest problem. If they would have like fixed this issue when Vincent Company left, I feel like they'd have a better like they wouldn't have lost by so many points to Liverpool. It would have been a little bit more closer, like it was like the 2 years ago when they won like with like 101 something. Like they're only like 2 points away from each other. Um, oh my god, my jaw's hurting me a lot. I got hurt my jaw earlier and it's kind of bugging me now. So they already signed Nathan Ake, who I think is going to take over the left back position. And they're really linked up with Kalidou Koulibaly, which is going to be insane if they can get him and Aymeric Laporte to be in the same squad. Can you just imagine both of them in the same squad? It would be insane. Then you have the right back position that is filled in by not Kyle Walker Peters, by Kyle Walker. Then there's a goalkeeper of Ederson with a backup goalkeeper as Zach Steffen, who did an amazing job at Dusseldorf on a loan mission. They got relegated, but he was by far the best player, in my opinion, of the Bundesliga for the Bundesliga team that year. For the past 2 years when he was there. So yeah, like something's wrong with me. I can't commentate for the life of me. Their midfield seems to be really good at the moment. They lost David Silva, but they do have Kevin De Bruyne. Let's actually look at this because this is actually going to be really important to examine because these are the last two teams. These are the last two teams that are like to be commentated on. So let's see, so they're really linked up with Kalidou Koulibaly. They have a poor, yes, of course he's injured. Stones, I don't know why he's not leaving yet. Like legit, he's still at the club when he's clearly not in favor. Same with Nicolas Otamendi. I feel like these two are gonna need to go. I feel like Eric Garcia is gonna possibly be bought by Barcelona if they can come up with an agreement. They should sell Benjamin Mendy too because they already have Alexander Zinchenko and Nathan Ake. And is there anything else? Yes, they have Rodri as a good defensive midfielder. They have Fernandinho. Ilkay Gundogan, Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne. It's all like really good. And then you go to the attack side of the situation. They have Raheem Sterling on the left. They have Bernardo Silva on the right, along with Riyad Mahrez, who can be on the right, along with Ferran Torres, who can be on the right. Gabriel Jesus as a striker, and Sergio Aguero as a striker. Sadly, you do see a lot of them are injured. Sergio Aguero, Riyad Mahrez, and what's his name? Laporte. I didn't know Zach Steffen was injured. That's actually kind of new to me. Aymeric Laporte, like you see all these players injured, and it kind of like worries you a bit. But I really think that they really have the squad it takes to win the Premier League. Because I feel like even after this, like let's say they're playing for this, and there's not going to be no January transfer window. That's just the saying. That's just like the problem. And I feel like that's going to be the most pivotal part where it comes to Man City versus Liverpool. Because I feel like this is like the point where they realize, oh, okay, we need to buy somebody now. And Liverpool, if anything, oh, I spelled that wrong. Way wrong. If anything, I think they were all hoping to get a better midfielder than Georgino Wijnaldum at the moment, which is mostly Thiago Alcantara. But here's the thing, it's like a domino effect. Barcelona need to buy Wijnaldum from Liverpool in order for them to get the money to try and buy Thiago Alcantara, which is only for like 20 million, bro. How much are they? Like 20 to 30 million? I don't know why no other club in the world are fighting for signature right now, because it was him mainly who kept Barcelona at bay in the fucking midfield when they lost 8-2. It was ridiculous. And the fact that they have like the goalkeepers are solid. Alisson and Adrian, yeah, you can make all the jokes you want about Adrian, but look at these three goalkeepers. These are, and I don't care what people say about Loris Karius either. I still feel like Loris Karius is a decent goalkeeper. He did really well for Besiktas on his loan deal. Van Dijk and Joe Gomez are easily the best defenders that they have with Joel Matip right behind them. Then they have Andrew Robertson at the left back position, which you don't expect him to take. You don't expect Konstantinos Simakas to take away from him. But you expect him to at least try and like give Klopp to give him a more of a start rather than Robertson. You have Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right back. You have Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Keita, Henderson, Chamberlain. They got Gucci back from Hertha Berlin, which is insane because he was really good for them. I feel like they should sell James Milner at this point because I really feel like he doesn't give nothing to the squad other than experience. And I feel like they already have enough of that with Jordan Henderson and Georgino Wijnaldum. Then they have the attack of Sadio Mane, Minamino, Salah. Harry Wilson is back from Bournemouth. Xherdan Shaqiri, Robert Firmino, Divock Origi, Ryan Brewster. It's just all insane, to be honest. And like the more I think about it now, I kind of regret my decision with him in Man City. But I'm gonna stick with it. And I think that's gonna be like all I have to say about the situation. So this is my Premier League prediction. West Brom at 20th, Aston Villa 19th, Brighton in 18th, Fulham in 17th, West Ham in 16th, Crystal Palace in 15th, Newcastle in 14th, Leeds United in 13th, Burnley in 12th, Sheffield United in 11th, Southampton in 10th, Everton in 9th, Wolves in 8th, Leicester City in 7th, Arsenal in 6th, Man United in 5th, Tottenham at 4th, Chelsea at 3rd, second to Liverpool, and the winner will be Man City. And yeah, that's my prediction. I'll try and make one of these for every single major league and possibly other leagues if I wanted to. But overall, I think this is it. I think this is all I really need to show. So yeah, so let me know if you think I'm wrong, stupid, or whatever. But yeah, and this is just my list. So your list is gonna be completely different than mine. Like literally, no list is gonna be the same. Well, possibly it could be the same by random chance, but no one's gonna have like the exact same opinion. Everyone has their own opinion. Opinion is subjective. Just please don't kill no one over it. And now, who am I talking to? I'm not a big YouTuber or anything. It's not like I'm like HITC Sports who was like threatening to get a freaking tattoo on himself if he doesn't get all of them right. Well, not all of them, but just one right. So yeah. Bye. Don't have very much to say other than have a good rest of your night. Bye.